Wanted to pick up on something you said there about, Villa being the favourites for this competition, and we kind of said it all the way through as we were covering it. No Premier League teams reaching finals this year. You can't make conclusions out of 1 year massively, but is there something there about Premier League teams, about the intensity of the Premier League, about, for example, Greece giving Olympiacos the weekend off before this, whereas Aston Villa had to play games, something which has been the case all through all the competitions for all the teams. European leagues cancelling games or postponing games to give teams a chance to prepare for European ties, and the Premier League does not.
Yeah, I mean, you can't argue against that. It's absolutely true. Jurgen Klopp has been a long advocate of scheduling games, giving Premier League teams a play on a Wednesday, a 12 o'clock kick-off on a Saturday. The Premier League is a juggernaut. It's an entity in its own, and it has no care or no thought for the teams playing in Europe. Just get on with it. Your squads are big enough. You have enough substitutions.
So you think that the people who run the Premier League just don't really care about their clubs winning European trophies?
They don't care about the Premier League, and that's why the Premier League is what it is. And it's why it's the dominant league. It's why it's the best league to watch week in, week out, because the money is distributed evenly, which means the teams that are down near the bottom are getting a fair share. The money isn't disproportionately handed out. The Premier League money, obviously their own sponsorship and stuff is different, but in terms of, there was a stat there recently where the team that finished fourth bottom in the Premier League had a higher wage bill than teams that were finishing third in Ligue 1 or La Liga possibly. So that type of redistribution of all the wealth is what makes the Premier League what it is. Unfortunately, you're duking it out week after week in the Premier League, and then you have to keep your spirits up. It's not a hard luck story, you know. I know it's hard to sell that to the public and say that players are tired, but maybe little things about
that's what we're
games.
seeing in these latter stages.
I think the players are all very tired. All the Premier League teams, the Premier League race now is so tight. There's 3-4 teams feel like they're in with a chance of winning it. The teams down the bottom are all very good. So, yeah there's something in it, definitely.